welcome back to another Sims 4 building challenge. Today I'm going to be doing nothing to do with style and nothing to do with color. I'm going to be restricted by my budget today. Your budget can really guide you through your build to figure out what it's really going to look like. Because if I manage to spin myself a really low number, we obviously know I won't be able to use my staple favorites that I know everyone loves when I use. Right above my head, we of course have got the random number generator. I'm gonna do this for obviously the outside of the house as well as each one of the rooms. I wanted to give myself a minimum number of 50,000, but I know that's going to be a lot. I want to give it a big number for a chance of actually getting a higher number, just in case we get like 10 simoleons, you know? So maybe for the outside of the house, I will do 30,000. Again, this is all just a test. Half of the times when I do challenges on my channel, you know that I don't do them properly. And I do them the way I want to. So I'm gonna do 1 to 30,000 apparently. So let's not keep you waiting any longer. If you are enjoying my content, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any more of what the heck is going on here today. But with all that aside, let's spin for the first number. What's it gonna be? 10,256. Okay, that's not what I expected. You see, this is why I wanted to give myself a big number, but 10,000 might be okay. Right, guys, so I have my sim in here. I've given her the right amount of money that she's supposed to have, so this should help me so that I don't accidentally like either go over budget or under budget, because we all know that that is when I get carried away the most and things go wrong. Okay, so I am gonna build us a house, and like walls are quite expensive if you think about it. Sorry, now I'm thinking about it. This is probably going to be a little bit too big for a lot. So I was thinking if we get a high number, I could do like fun activities, maybe a pool in the back. But looking at this is already 1,320, and that is roughly like the size of a sitting room for me. So that's not good. So imagine if I do this, right? I'm almost thinking, why don't I just like skip the hallway altogether? I know I always make my hallways like a bit too big. So why don't we just like enter through the sitting room? I think that's a normal enough thing that people do. I guess in a lot of Irish homes, we do tend to have like a hallway with like a landing space upstairs. So that's probably why I'm so used to it. Oh my God, I'm like trying to fit a kitchen. That's already 8,000 simoleons left only. That's not good, because how am I supposed to do the rest of the house if it's gonna be too small? I feel like I'm gonna have to do this challenge again, but like without doing the outside, because I want to like splurge on this house. I want to make it like big and nice, have big rooms. Okay, well look, at least let's focus on having the Sandra special. So imagine if this was like our kitchen. This could be like a little dining room. That's a sitting room. We don't forget about the hallway. Just forget about it. Then we could do a nice like bedroom out the back. Be like this size. And then I also do want at least an office space. Like that is just a thing that I do. So why don't I maybe extend the sitting room a little bit? We'll do a small office space. So this would be like our hallway, sitting room kind of scenario, like that kind of way. That will be our sitting room. This is our kitchen, dining. Oh my God, I forgot a bathroom. Oh my God, I'm such an idiot. I was like, I feel like something is missing here. Yes, Sandra, a bathroom is missing. Imagine I move the bedroom over this way and we actually just like chuck a little bathroom over this way so that it's close enough to the bedroom, but it's still obviously a part of the sitting room. That leaves me with 5,636 simoleons. It's just not that great. Are the doors a part of each room? Because usually I would like put the doors in now, but I guess that's not the case. But what about the windows? I guess the windows should be a part of the outside. Okay, let me just roof this thing. I definitely wouldn't say this is my finest work, but it's roofed, and at least we still have 5,000 simoleons to play around with. And I was going to put it on a platform, but platforms cost money, so maybe let's not do that. So at least let's focus on like a front door and the windows. At least some of the new front doors actually are not that expensive. Like, I'm sorry, this one's only 50 simoleons, and that is a big door. So I feel like I'm going to use something like that today to really save on that cash, because if I can save on like my doors and my windows, then maybe I can work with the house a little bit and shaping it and making it a bit bigger. Also, I did add another room because I just really wanted to do more rooms. So at least now, because we don't have a hallway, at least I've got a nice selection of different rooms and stuff. So I guess that does make a bit more sense in my eyes. So considering we have a nice sitting room here at the front, I do want a nice big window, and these windows are only 25 simoleons. So guys, it's just a bargain really, isn't it? Over here then we've got a dining room, so I could could also maybe go for another set of like big enough windows, but then again, I feel like that's doesn't look very good. So maybe I'll actually put this set of windows here, and we could just do a small set of windows like this. That maybe has better balance in my eyes. I'm not sure. We could also do a singular window this way. As well as that though, we could do another two kind of like this. So I was thinking that this could be just like a small spare bedroom. Now that I think about it, that's a lot of windows in a bedroom. So maybe we could just do two like this, which I don't think looks too bad on this side of the house. That's enough windows then for the office space, but then I do need some windows for the bedroom. I could do a nice big window similar to the to the sitting room, and we could like put the bed kind of going out that way. Then we'll do a nice window in the bathroom as well. I might move that depending on where I want to put the shower. And then we've got the kitchen. So I guess I also did want like an exit route from the kitchen. And considering this door is only 50 simoleons as well, is there a cheaper door that I could use? I guess there's like this one, but that doesn't really match the vibe. There's actually this one for 50 simoleons as well. That one isn't too bad, although it does look a little too shabby. No, maybe I'll just use this one. Lovely. Very nice. Love to see it. So that's our windowed house. Right, 4,000 simoleons is still a lot, but I've got no landscaping and I don't have the house painted, so that's not great. Let's figure out how I can paint it to make it look interesting and intricate with at least money possible. Like the idea of doing kind of like an intricate brick on the outside, because that does give me the illusion of like detail. Detail equals money, you know, that kind of way. This is like I don't think I've ever even realized that there was a second swatch of this brick. This reminds me of like a salmony color. In Ireland, we don't have many homes that are painted a brick like this. I feel like it's more common so in England, but maybe we could kind of get inspired. Oh, I hate the way the front of this is like this as well though. I could get inspired slightly by like a red brick, but I want to kind of mix it with something else. Maybe just like a regular painted textured kind of wall like this. I guess a green could kind of work nicely, but I guess that's a bit too dark. Is that nice? Is that a bit like Christmas has arrived? These wallpapers are only 2 simoleons. Wait, how much was the brick? Oh, 4. Okay, we've splurged on the brick with the 4 simoleons, but is the green a bit weird? I kind of want the windows to stand out a little bit. Oh, the blue is kind of nice though. Oh, wait a second. Maybe the blue instead? Like the blue and the brick is kind of fun. Now that I think about it, have I just like totally destroyed this house by adding brick to begin with? It probably is a little bit better just having like a neutral beigey color. I know you guys are going to be screaming at me for using the same things over and over again, but guys, this is just what I like to see. And in Ireland, a lot of homes are painted this color, except for the brick. As I said, brick is definitely more English vibed, but I think we can get kind of inspired by something like this today. Okay, these are 75 each. Am I okay? Like, did I actually just spend so much money on them? Guys, I'm not gonna lie, this house reminds me of a house from Sims 1. Was it like the newbie household? It really reminds me of their house with like the red brick. Also, I really am going through all the emotions recently, of course. I know I keep like bit by bit talking about it in each video with the EA thing happening, but it's definitely still at the back of my mind. And I know I do see comments of people being like, I want a statement from you. To me right now, I know it's important to gather as much information as I can, but I am so taken back by all of this that's happening that right now, I know as much as you guys want like statements, just like everyone else is doing, to me, I'm more so focusing on actually not going crazy. It may be a selfish decision to go with at the moment, but at the moment I am going to continue gathering as much information as I can just to figure out how I don't go crazy out of this. But on that topic, I was thinking maybe to get distracted a little bit, because I know Sims 4 is like the game that I play the most, but why don't we like maybe revisit Sims 1? Really get a little bit of a hit of nostalgia. Sims 1, Sims 2, maybe that's something that's going to help me figure out what the heck is going on. And now that I'm thinking about it, this is giving me Sims 1 vibes. So let me know if you want me to play Sims 1. So these are 20 simoleons, which is not that bad. These are 30. I'm thinking if I just put a couple of these around the place, this little thing is 40, and I do really love putting that in certain areas. So maybe here I could just do like 2 of these, you know, it's just like a slight bit overgrown. Maybe this is a very simple house with not much going on, but Oh, I forgot that these can clip to the roof. That's really funny. Maybe this person just doesn't really like too much landscaping. Like they just pull out all the weeds. We don't need any hedges or anything, in fact. Still have 4,000. So I've got to understand this is actually not too bad just yet. Actually, my favorite light is quite cheap. This light is really good because it gives you so much lighting. Like, look at that. It's like, there is a bird over there. I do really enjoy doing things like that. Just like having a second route out the side. Maybe we could do something like this. It will just add a little bit more like visual interest to this. I also do want to put down a tree, and trees are expensive. This is 55 simoleons, but like, look at how lovely that tree is. I don't know why this tree is like my favorite thing. Hey guys, I know that looks a little bit weird, but that's what I'm going to do. And I still have 2,000 simoleons. So then I'll just use the 2,000 now to add maybe some outdoor cooking. Like this already is 940 simoleons. So that's fantastic. So maybe we could do that there and then just like a small table. Yeah, I'll put this little table like right here. So we've got a little stove. And for whatever reason, I also need to add this bin right next to my grill all the time. We'll put this small little thing here as well. And then maybe I'll just add like some gardening supplies. That's like my favorite thing to do. So why not add a couple of these? Maybe 2 of them right here. Wait, maybe we could pretend that actually a kid lives in this house. And maybe I could add like at least a swing set or something here. Because a swing set is a big enough object and they're not too expensive. And now maybe I'll just add some outdoor lighting as well, just to make sure we've got some lights so we can see what's going on. Oh yeah, the tall grass is 15. Okay, perfect. Maybe that's all I'll do. And maybe it's okay that I have 3 simoleons left. Right guys, 3 simoleons. I think that's okay. Let's move on. I don't think it's a bad looking house, to be fair. I know it looks a little bit weird with the fences. So I suppose let's work on the biggest room next, which is the sitting room. Logically, I never really spend like over 20 on a room anyways. I'd like to think. I actually don't do the research, but maybe let's just leave it at 30 for now because this is one of the biggest rooms. So let's spin for the sitting room / hallway. Oh my god, 23,571. Okay, that's good. So 23,000 could give us a very decent room. I wonder, since this amount is quite big and since this is where I want to see the doors, will I just purchase the doors now too? Now, considering this is the office space, I wonder, can I actually just add the door to the office space from my bedroom? But then again, I could just add it here, but I don't like doing things like that where it's just like a door in the corner. But I could just add like door right here too, or else I could actually add the door to the bedroom like here. And then this could be like the door to the bathroom. That does look a bit weird, but that way then I have this wall free for stuff. And then, wait, no, I still actually need a door here. So I'm wondering, could I just do this? Is that a bit weird? I feel like it is. But now looking at the bedroom, how am I supposed to lay this out? Because I put the windows here. I could put the bed like this. My original plan was to put the bed like this and have 2 bedside lockers, but now there's going to be a door there. So that looks a bit weird. I guess we could just do it this way and then run the sitting room kind of that way to have the couch facing this way. Then I also need some archways because I do want archways to enter the kitchen and the dining room. And again, I'm kind of confused. Am I supposed to do the arches as I'm going into each room, or... Oh yeah, actually, I guess because I want the archway to be there, maybe I'll wait for it to be within the kitchen budget. But I think that looks okay for the time being. I think I'm gonna get inspired by a couch today. So we've got a lot of money to spend, I'm not gonna lie. So I want to pick out a high-end couch. I guess something that's a little bit more expensive. This one's actually very expensive. For what it is, this one is pretty spenny. And you know what? I don't use this one very often, so why don't we get inspired today? What about this like green one? Maybe that would be quite nice with like the light wood. It's a big room, but the light wood will kind of amplify a nice spacious feel, whatever the heck that means. What about this rug with it? I actually never make this rug work. Oh, actually, I really like this coffee table in the cats and dogs pack. I really love the color of it, so maybe I could try and use that. But now that I think about it, the swatch isn't really the same. I'd have to go like for the light wood swatch, which is not what I wanted to do. This literally has like the perfect swatch. Like these two almost match exactly. And that is not really a swatch that I go for often. It's kind of like a bleachy, blondie, kind of almost greeny swatch. Oh, could I do a fireplace, or is that going to look a bit weird? Yeah, that's probably going to look a bit weird on that wall. It would be nice because we do have the money. Yeah, let's do it. Screw it. We go for like a green color. Although now that I think about it, wait, now this isn't green anymore. This is blue. So maybe we need to go back to this swatch. That's kind of nice, guys. I don't know. There's something about it. I know I'm working like backwards, but there's something kind of nice about this space. Okay, I still have 17,000 simoleons, which is a lot. I've added some little details, but I feel like we definitely need more. So maybe like a nice like dresser area over there. And then I was actually thinking about some gaming essentials. So I'm thinking maybe like a console. I feel like that would be a nice way to spend some cash. Okay, this one's 800. I mean, that would be ideal. I don't really want to put it like right next to the fireplace, but like logically it would be kind of like near the fireplace. I think that's kind of weird actually, now that I think about it. That is still a bit weird, but maybe that's how I want this. I'm not really sure, but that is a nice way to spend some cash. So maybe that is something I'll do, because that's how normal homes have it, I suppose. I wouldn't really have my console on my coffee table. On my coffee table, I would have, of course, my tray, because we're having refreshing drinks. God damn it, it's only 40 simoleons for my tray. That's not great. This one's 130. Oh, wait a second. Oh, we love reading, actually. And actually, isn't there like a board game thing? This thing. I think this is really cool, and it's also so expensive. Actually, this one, this tiny little plant, well, actually, no, this one, 225 for this, and it's so small, and that is a nice way to spend some cash. There we go. That's lovely. That's actually not too bad. I also desperately want this hanging off of the fireplace, but I know that's just like not, it's not great. One of my favorite floorings is this one, and now that I think about it, maybe this and like the blonde swatch. I always call this like the blonde swatch. It's not blonde, it's just like light wood, but maybe this kind of works here quite nicely. And then we could kind of maybe make it a little bit darker with the walls. It would also make sense to bring maybe a little bit of that brick through, even though there is no brick on the outside of this wall, but maybe that's just plastered over, but the nice natural kind of neutral brick is coming through. Or maybe like this one here instead. Maybe that's nice. What about this being brick too? Unless I do like this one. I've actually recently used this wall, and I actually think it's really pretty. So why don't we do this instead on the inside, on these two walls? Maybe if I just like dull the rug down a bit, or maybe there's just too many textures going on. I'm really struggling with this. I'm obsessed with this idea of this bookshelf because it already has so much like cluttery bits, but it still has so many snap points. So I filled it in with some like of these magazines. These are quite expensive actually. Like these are 100. Okay, these are only 90, but you get the gist. We've got like the incense holder, which is also 165 for incense. Like that's a lot. I have 12,820 left. I've also added this plant because I believe this is like the Sims 1 plant as well. So it's kind of nice that it's here. I really want to play Sims 1 now. I might add like a chess table here as well, which I think would be a nice addition to this space, considering we do have like a chess thing over there on the table too. So maybe we could add this one. Maybe I could use these green kind of chairs to bring that green color back in here with the light wood. So far, I'm really loving the vibe of this space. I think it is quite nice. I've got 11,000 simoleons left though, which is kind of worrying because what the heck am I supposed to purchase? Okay, this wardrobe is 800, which is good, which makes me think that maybe we could use this, but also another kind of like surface area table kind of thing. There is white though, so maybe we could go for the white shade instead. Maybe I could use this thing with the glass on it. I never really used that. It's a bit weird here, but maybe that has a nice feel. I don't even know actually, was that even worth it? How much was that? That's only 115. This one's 280. Actually, wait now, what about this one? Oh, wait a second. Maybe this one actually works a bit better here, and it is a lot more expensive. Like this one's 400. Then I could take this mirror. Yeah, because this one's 400 simoleons as well. So that could go above it here. Oh, or else this thing. Okay, this is what I've done in this space, which I actually do think it turned out pretty nicely, but I'm still at 6,000 simoleons. So now I think about it, maybe I should just get a really expensive TV. Actually, wait, now these are not even that expensive. Like this one's 4,000. I could just like scale it down, and that would be a nice way to spend a lot of money. Although no, it leaves a weird shadow, so maybe not that. Maybe let's just use this one. Wow, so expensive. I still have 5 grand. Oh, great. I wish you could filter by like price range. Whoa, this digital camera is 2,000. Perfect. Bring it on. This one's 1,000. Are you serious? Who is buying all these things? Okay, let's have another one here as well in green. I guess maybe let's have a nice hanging light above the coffee table. This one's kind of fun in green. Maybe we could like scale it down a small bit. Could I get more expensive curtains? How much were these? 200. Okay. Well, these are 200 each. Oh, that looks so much better also, but they're 200 simoleons each. We just add some extra cushions. Yes, there we go. So now I just have 55 to spend. We've got a mug. There we go, guys. This is perfect. 0 simoleons left. Right, let's move on. Let's maybe do the kitchen next. That is definitely a worry of mine. And I think I'm actually going to bring us back down to 20,000. Right, guys. So let's spend, well, no, let's spend, not yet. Let's generate, what's it going to be? 12,988. Okay. I think that's going to be an amazing amount for this space. I'm not going to lie. I'm very excited. I think it's going to be ideal. I don't think I'll have to worry too much about what I'm spending my money on. I think this will be a really easy way to make it work. If you guys said that you didn't have a clue that this cabinet existed from spa day, so maybe I'll actually use it today. Let's try anyway. It's a very specific taste. Oh, maybe we could use some terracotta with it today. That would be quite fun. I like the idea of terracotta with this blue, but now the cabinet palettes really don't work. I think that does have a very nice sense to it. Unless we do this, actually, that's not too bad. I actually really like this idea of this brown, like wooden fridge and then like this brown stove as well. I think it actually has quite a nice feel. It's a very brown kind of room, but we've got 7,000 left actually. And now that I think about it, I think I got a little bit too ahead of myself, but I think we can make something kind of interesting out of this. Now that I think about it, actually, all of the little clutter pieces, they're quite expensive as well. So maybe I've actually gotten too excited too quickly. Like even all of these are quite expensive. The one thing I don't like about these is that like they've got like that silver metal bar. I know that's obviously like a bar to grab it open, but it's just a little bit dramatic, but whatever. I guess we can try and use it today. I'm really struggling with the bar stools. Are these nice? My original plan was for these ones to work, but I'm not sure whether these work at all. I also really love having a rug in the kitchen. I know there's mixed opinions on rugs in kitchens, but I just really like to be comfy while I'm cooking. I know that my rug is not the cleanest though. Once you drop something on it once, that's just when everything goes down then. I guess I'm just gonna add some kitchen clutter items now. Oh, maybe we could add like this thing here. I think that's nice. Definitely my bag of shopping right here and maybe some cereal next to it. I really like the idea of putting like the cereal here and then like the cereal bowls here as well to show that like, oh, we were just gonna have our breakfast, but then we got distracted by something else. And I think maybe this like dark brown swatch of some of these items would also work quite well here because I tend to use like the kind of lighter colors, but maybe today the dark color actually works very nicely here. This is like one of my favorite objects, like this thing. It also matches here perfectly. We could actually add maybe like this little mixer because we do have the money for it too, so maybe something like that would add a nice space, and then we could just like kind of prep on that counter instead. Or maybe actually I'll just free this counter up at least. Maybe actually I'll move these over a small bit just to free this counter up instead as well. Yeah, there we go. That looks much better. Okay guys, I am struggling a little bit with the budget. Like I'm adding random things now, like this really massive painting here, and like I have a little section right here just so you could like exit, I suppose. Maybe actually I could put a curtain over this as well. I could just use my favorite one. I think maybe something like that actually wouldn't look too bad here because I know your Sims can just walk through the curtain. It was just like, just in case you do actually want a little bit of extra privacy, you do have got the curtain there, so maybe that makes sense. And then can I just get like a really nice expensive 300 simoleon light? Whoa, wait a second. Have I ever used this thing before? I don't think so. Oh, I just realized. Oh my God, I'm such an idiot. I need, oh my God, I need to be able to enter my dining room. Oh my God. So I need to put this thing here, which still leaves me with 766. Oh no. Okay, I fixed it. We're left at 1 simoleon. I have never seen this little pumpkin here. Maybe with the spirit of Halloween, I will leave that there because I think that's quite cute. Okay, so this is what we've got. Let's do the dining room next. So I think I'm going to leave it at 20,000 simoleons still, and we'll see what happens. So let's generate the dining room. 13,866. Oh my God, it's so high. I think I'm gonna have to go down to 10,000 next. Let's make this the bougiest dining room you have ever seen. Right, so what's the most expensive table I can get? Technically, actually, well, this one is not really gonna fit here, but 1,500 for a table, that is crazy. I kind of like the idea of a rounded one here. This one's 650. I try and make this one work. I think I actually used this one from my La Depot household that I built for the Enchanted by Nature pack. So maybe let's try use that here too. And we could use these fancy 550 simoleon chairs, which I don't think they'll look too bad here. I actually think that's actually, now that I think about it, I don't really like it. Yeah, maybe let's do something like this. For the flooring, I reckon like this marble one is quite expensive. Oh, that's an interesting swatch. Oh my God, I've never used this swatch before. Maybe it actually matches the circles on the table. Like that kind of beigey color is coming through. Is that nice? I'm just really not sure at this point, honestly. Then for the wallpaper, I'm thinking this thing actually, this would be pretty interesting. Although it doesn't really work with the flooring. Unless I just do like some wooden accents. No, I don't think the wood works. I think we need a fancier kind of wallpaper. Oh, we could do this. That is, it just doesn't really scream expensive, but that's 11 simoleons. That is quite spenny. See, these curtains are 150 each, whereas like this is only 200. So logically, I should probably use these curtains because they are more expensive. I can use them in this color, and that's already like so much money spent. That's brilliant. That's what we love to see. Well, in this challenge, usually we like to be more frugal than this, but I think in today's video, this will work. I'm thinking maybe if I push the table over a little bit, I could add some sort of like a table here here. Like one of these potentially. This one kind of has a nice expensive looking vibe. Sorry, I'm just thinking about these chairs being 550 simoleons each. Like that is wild. Since I didn't use this mirror in the other room, maybe this is the room that we actually use it in. I think that would be ideal. What's the most expensive plant? Actually, wait, now we could use this one. This one's pretty cute. Can I make it a bit smaller though? Then let's do some fancy lighting. This one's actually 150 each. I actually really love this light. It really emits beautiful, like bright lighting. And that one actually was 215. Okay, perfect. Ideal. That's what I love to see. Yeah, I really like what I'm seeing here now, actually. Okay, I actually really like the way this room is turning out. It's a lot different to what I usually make. And I'm still thinking, I don't actually think I want to use this mirror here because I think we need to spend a little bit more money on a painting. I still have 5,291 simoleons left to spend. And like, I've got the most expensive chairs and stuff. So I unfortunately feel like I'm going to have to resort to doing some like really expensive paintings. Like, what if we do a nice little collage, right? So let's do some jazz cats. Let's do this beautiful, what is this? History of the World. Print 3. That's lovely. And then maybe just like another little one that works with all of this. Maybe like this blue one. Maybe these people just like love their art, so they really collect like expensive paintings. Actually, that doesn't look too bad. I actually really like this. I think it's quite cute. And then can I get like a chandelier where it's 691, please? Well, actually, there's this thing, which is quite nice. If I scale it down like by 2, this actually in like the white color, this actually does have a really interesting feeling in this space. But I still have 300 simoleons left. So what the heck am I supposed to do? So, okay, what else? I've picked really expensive items, I'm not gonna lie. But there has to be something else. Maybe like something small that I could just put up on the wall. Okay, this thing is 305, but that's a bookstore sign. So maybe not that. Okay, let's just do maybe like this thing. And then I'm still stuck. I could use like this thing. Yes, beautiful. Okay, we've got 1 simoleon left, guys. That's the best I can do. Let's move on out of this room. Right, I think I'm gonna do the bedroom next. So I think for the bedroom, I'm gonna bring us back down to 15,000. I think that would be a little bit better because like what the heck am I supposed to put in a bedroom? At least all the other rooms were quite expensive, like the appliances were expensive, but beds are not that expensive. So let's generate ourselves a number for the bedroom. 8,169. Okay, well I wanted little. Well, here we go. I think both ways, doing a big budget and a low budget, they both can be very challenging. So I wonder what this is going to bring us now. Okay, I definitely want like a nice wooden flooring here. And I'm kind of feeling like maybe this one. I think maybe something like this is quite nice. And I always like to inspire myself by the bed. And considering I do have to spend a good chunk maybe on the bed, maybe we could get really inspired. Oh my God, this is something, this bed. Can I try and make this work? I feel like the wooden flooring that I've picked is just not gonna allow me. What about this one? Oh, I kind of like the wooden swatch on this one. So maybe we could try pick this bed today. I really love the wooden swatch from Cats and Dogs. I don't know what it is. I'm like obsessed with like that hearty, lovely, warm wood. So surely I could pick a bedside locker that's going to match this. Oh, this one actually is pretty interesting. It's 120 simoleons. That wooden color actually could work here. And I'm delighted to know that if I want to spend money, the best way to do it is on an alarm clock because they're 200 simoleons. Like, who okayed this? 200 simoleons for an alarm clock. I guess that is the price you pay for waking up early. I think on this side of the bed, I will do like some books maybe because I want to make sure that I'm spending my money maybe on the lights on the wall then. I could do like these ones. These ones are really pretty. Just scale them down a little bit. We could do something like this and then have like a nice painting up above the bed as well. Okay, the money is reducing at a rapid rate, but that's good. That's what we like to see. At least with this room, I could maybe like go through the budget a little bit quicker. Let's get ourselves an ottoman. I know I speak about these ottomans so highly, like as if I have one. I don't even have an ottoman at home, but I like preach that everyone needs an ottoman at the bottom of their bed. But like Sandra doesn't even have an ottoman at the bottom of her bed, so I don't know what the heck it is, but I might use this one here today. And I might use like this rug because this one has like some nice yellow swatches on it too. This might be a nice way to like bring the yellow kind of through with that. I know I haven't painted the walls yet, but let's just forget about it for the time being. I'm getting inspired by the items today first. Then what about the Cats and Dogs chest of drawers? Do we have one? We surely do. I'm just blind probably. Oh yeah, this one. Okay, I could try make this work. Doesn't really match the aesthetic of the Cats and Dogs bed. Oh, I really want to use this though, so maybe I actually will use a different chest of drawers. I want similar budget though. What about this one? I could do this. It's painful. I can't pick out one. Like this would be ideal ideal, but that's only 360 simoleons. And honestly, I don't think I can do that. I need something more expensive. Unless I just use this one, right? But we just actually like bring the mirror up a little higher, even though the shapes together are not really doing it for me. Actually, I only have 1,699 simoleons left. So maybe let's paint the walls next, because I got a little bit too ahead of myself, I think. I think maybe I'll paint these two walls like a nice wooden color, and then the rest we might do like a nice happy yellow color. Oh, I love doing like a yellow bedroom. I don't know what it is. I hate the way that door is like clipping. Oh, that's okay, I guess. That's fine. Maybe I'll actually use a different mirror. I'd use this one, I guess. This one's 140, although this one's 275. I feel like I need to... I think it's this thing. I'm so sorry. I can't use it. It's a nice object. It's just not going to work here. Oh, I could use this. That's very wooden. You could almost like cannot see it. But we could do this, and then I could do a little chair next to it. That would be perfect. This fancy chair. Or maybe let's move this out a little bit and put like a plant or a lamp in the corner. Okay, this is only 65 simoleons, but look, at least we got something there. Then we do like a nice, small, expensive painting above the chair. Maybe let's do this yellow one here. We could add like some good tunes up on that thing. I know that's probably not going to be functional if I've raised it up like this, but maybe let's like put this thing here to get some expensive plants. Sorry, this perfume is 140 simoleons, but like honestly, that's so true because perfume is so expensive. So then I still have 1,431 simoleons, and I don't have a mirror, so I think I will go and use this one again. And then we could just do like a 700 simoleon painting. Is that an acceptable thing to do? Or maybe this thing. Yes, we could do this. That's cool. So that leaves me with 31 simoleons, which I actually kind of wanted to get a nicer light. So maybe we could actually do this yellow one like this, and that will leave me with 1 simoleon, which is just ideal, and that is your bedroom. Let's do the bathroom next. I'm a little bit worried about that, but I think I might go down to 10,000 simoleons instead. So let's generate. What are we gonna do for the bathroom? Oh no. Oh no. Okay. 277 simoleons. I don't even think I can buy a toilet for that. Guys, what am I supposed to do? This is where I knew something was going to go wrong. Okay, why don't we try and do... Oh my god, we can't even afford a shower. To make this... Oh, wait, we can afford this tub. Okay, to make it actually functional, the only thing I could... Oh my god, how am I going to do this? I could get a tub, right? So imagine if we get this tub. Oh lord. It was going way too well, wasn't it? If I get this thing, then I could get like this little poo-hoo bush, like maybe outside. You know, because like it doesn't have to be inside the house. Like you can just poo over there. So we could do that because that is only 50 simoleons. Like that's the cheapest one, right? And then we're left with 77 simoleons, which we can't get a sink or anything, but at least we can bathe indoors. We can wash and brush your teeth inside the sink in the kitchen, and we can just go to the toilet out the back. So let's just maybe tile the place at least, so we've got like nice tiles so that we feel clean. And yeah, wait, now can I get maybe anything else for that price? Damn it, I wish I could at least get a shower. Nah, there's nothing actually. No, sorry, the bathtub is the only option. We could go with like lovely brown tiles like this. And maybe these green ones to match, because it's like we really love like nature. Nature is the vibe that we go for here. So yeah, there's no lights in this room as well, obviously, because we don't need lights. We like to immerse ourselves in this like feeling of being at one with nature. The only thing we have is, okay, we don't even have a towel. We can get a roll of toilet paper. Actually, wait, now I should just put the toilet paper out here to suggest that is where our toilet is. And then I have 3 simoleons left. Wait, no, maybe I could save some money on the tiles. Although, to be fair, all of the tiles are 4 simoleons. So is there actually any way of saving any money? Unless I just go for the concrete. We could just go for like this green concrete, right? And then how much was this wallpaper? 4. So we could maybe go for like this kind of brown. Oh my god, that's so scary, this room. But at least maybe I could have one light, like one little lonely light. This one, oh my god, just like right here. Oh, perfect, guys. That is actually ideal. I've got 2 simoleons left. There's literally nothing. Look, guys, that is our bathroom. At least we can still shower. We can take a bath. And this is where our toilet is. And we even have toilet paper. So, guys, I think this is ideal. This is perfect. Don't worry about it. I think it's perfect. Right, let's move on and let's maybe do the office space next. Now that I think about it, maybe I should bring this back up to 15,000 just in case. So let's go back up to 15,000 and let's generate the office. Okay, Okay, 10,157. By God, if I only could get that for the bathroom. Okay, so finally we can do some normal things again. Let's do a lovely office space. Maybe let's make it kind of cozy. I'm feeling very cozy today. There's like a massive storm outside, so I'm kind of feeling like very warm, cozy vibes. So maybe let's try do that in this room. So I'm thinking maybe we could go for like a nice wallpaper. I actually really like these ones from the Vampires pack. I guess maybe now that I've picked that carpet, I do want something a little bit more vibier. Maybe this like really dark, like mahogany kind of wood. And then we could merge it together with some like dark red. And I guess this is just going to be a regular desk. We still have 10,000 actually. Oh Lord. This could be hard, but no, actually it won't be hard because I'll just get a really fancy computer. Let's get this like fancy kind of desk like this. Actually, these like gaming chairs are quite expensive. This one is a nice brown kind of wooden backing, so maybe that kind of matches. And I was thinking of doing this as like the computer. So I know that's very expensive, but like honestly, we kind of need to spend the money. I could do some black curtains here just to make it extra cozy, you know. We like to close the curtains. We don't really look out too much when we work, especially when there's a massive storm outside. Let's do like a cozy rug as well. I'm kind of thinking maybe like this like fluffy one if we do a nice like funky texture. Actually, it doesn't really go with the wallpaper. Why don't I change this to maybe a little bit more of like a brownier color? We could do like this color instead. That's like a brownie kind of weird color actually, but maybe I like it. So now I've got 4,000 simoleons to decorate this space, which is just great. I definitely want some like cozy lights. And by cozy lights, I mean something really expensive. How much is this thing? This thing is expensive. 230 for that lamp. Like wild. That is crazy prices. Maybe we could go like with this thing, or maybe the salt lamp. The salt lamp is really like cozy and vibey. Yeah, maybe that's nice. I want to put the books up there instead. But actually, then we also have got like all of these other books as well. How much are these? 105 simoleons. Actually, wait now. This could be a bit better. Oh yeah, these things. This like magazine issue thing. That doesn't go up there. Okay, interesting. I don't think I've ever used this before. So why don't I try actually like put this up here somehow? Okay, one second. Maybe like this is the magazine that we've worked on in the past. So that's kind of fun. You have like some extra books back there. Maybe we also love to light some incense here because incense are good, I guess. I don't know. Oh, they stack on the books up there. That's cute. These photo frames are actually really cool. They're from like the Forever Friends event, and you can put like photos in them and they actually like change every once in a while, which I think is kind of cool. I like the idea of this retro phone as well, but where are all these other books that I've had? Oh yeah, like these things, like magazines and stuff. Maybe we're like the editor of some sort of like magazine. So we've got like a lot of books around, like, 'cause we love to do like loads of type of research, and then we are obsessed with this person. So we'll put that there. I change the color of this. Oh, I can. Oh yeah, maybe that's cuter. Okay, there we go. That's nice. Yeah, I like this. I mean, it's very cluttered, but you know, we like to work with a lot of mess around, you know. Oh, and maybe like these paintings. How much are these? 225. That's not that expensive. And then behind us, we'll just do a very expensive bookcase. Actually, probably this one. Although that's a bit too big. Maybe this thing. This thing is kind of cute. It's a bit industrial. It might kind of match the aesthetic of the space. I still have 1,000 simoleons left to spend, and I have no idea what to spend it on. I'm not gonna lie. There's like so many items here already. I guess maybe I could spend it on another guitar. Maybe I could put like that in the corner here. We love to play guitar, of course. Of course, you know, it's just a thing we do. And maybe we also love knitting. Maybe we love photography because we actually have a camera in the other room as well. So maybe we could get like this little cork board up here as well, because we like to like put our ideas on that. And can I put this aquarium up here? I know it's probably not really gonna fit, but I want to scale it down and like somehow put it in here. No, it's not gonna fit. It just still looks too big. Lovely. So that leaves me with 17 simoleons, which is still a lot, to be honest with you. But I could do, of course, this little mug because we love to drink coffee. There we go. Maybe also like this mug because also water is life, of course. Actually, on that note, let me drink some water. Okay, that leaves me with 2 simoleons, which I do think is quite good. So that is what I'm gonna do for the office space. And now we've got one room left of the house to do, which is like the spare bedroom. So this should be good, but I don't want a big budget on this. So I think I'm gonna go back down to 10,000 simoleons. So let's generate the spare room. 7,180. Okay, that's ideal. So the only room that we kind of failed with was the bathroom, but we still have a functional bathroom on the lot somewhere. But I think I just want this to be like a single bed. How much is the most expensive? Okay, 3,030. That would be good actually. And this technically is like the same bed that we have in our own bedroom. So maybe we actually go for this bed as well because it makes sense. Like we got them all on sale the same day. Weirdly enough, there actually isn't the same swatch that we have on the double bed, which is fine. I'll go for this one with like the kind of red and the darker wood. I can maybe like do this as the bedside locker here as well. So maybe pink is like the nice color that we like with a nice pink tint on them as well. And now what? Because like this room is a little bit awkward with the window positioning. So there isn't actually much that I could put here. I need at least like a chest of drawers or something. Ooh, why don't we do like a green rug to kind of like offset that red? I don't know why this whole house is kind of like red and green. It's kind of weird, but I like this. So we could do a nice painting up above as well. I kind of want to go for like a green painting. I think that's a normal thing that people do in their spare bedrooms. Like they theme them off of something. Or maybe actually these are fun. How much are these? Yeah, $2.75 for one. So that could work. Maybe I'll go for 2 of these. I think these are kind of nice here. I need a chest of drawers and I don't know how I'm supposed to add one here because where do I put one? Only option I'm kind of imagining is maybe if I move the curtain and then we do a small one. Okay, it doesn't have to be green. I was actually thinking about this really skinny one, but then the wood doesn't really match. So unless I do like white, that could be kind of fun. Yeah, that logically probably would make the most sense here. We could put these nice books because I know they have like a kind of a red swatch. I guess like this kind of swatch here. And then on this wall, we could do a mirror. So at least we've got like a mirror, we've got a dresser. Everything is working out perfectly. I also really love this mirror, but is this really going to fit the aesthetic? Not really. Now that I think about it, this room really feels like a spare room of like the things that you just kind of forgot about. And now you're just adding random things in here. And maybe that's kind of nice. And I guess we could have like a little ottoman here as well. And maybe like this color here, just like, you know, while you're putting your shoes on. I actually really don't like this room now that I think about it. Wait, we need to go for like a wooden floor, kind of similar to that color. That's not it. That's not really giving me that vibe either. I need like a more duller wood. And you'd think I'd be able to find that quite quickly because I feel like I always complain about the wood tones being too dull for me. And now I can't find one. Oh, this one. This is exactly the one that I'm talking about. It's like a duller kind of wooden color. And then maybe I could do like this as the wallpaper. Because that really does match. Well, it kind of matches that bed. Oh, and then maybe we could bring in a little bit of that brick into the inside here as well. Oh, this is such a fun little room. Okay, so I've also added a TV here on this small stand. I'm not really sure how to feel about it, but I think it kind of has a nice vibe to it. So we've got 16 simoleons left now, and I really just want to add another one of those plants. These are so handy. Like, honestly, this has really like saved me throughout this build, like this tiny little plant. So now I'm going to, where am I going to put this? Like, honestly, where the heck does this plant want to be placed? I'm going to put it right here. Of course, that's your bedside locker essentials. Like, this is supposed to be a spare room. It's not supposed to have like a big personality. Honestly, this mug also, it needs to go away because I keep using it, but it is very handy because there doesn't seem to be anything else that I could actually use. Wait, now maybe if I get rid of this, maybe 15 simoleons will help me a little bit more. Oh, there's a mug trio. That's great. Boba teacup. Wait, this could work a bit better. There we go. So maybe whoever's staying here, they just like their little sippy cup. We'll put that right there. And that looks pretty cute, guys. Okay, I think I'm happy with this. I've got 1 simoleon left and I'm happy with it. So that completes my whole house where every room is a different budget and I can kind of see it. I think I can definitely see it with the bathroom. Look, maybe they've just completed all of the renovations of the house and then maybe they just ran out of money for the bathroom. Clearly they did because they had really little of it. I think it was like 277. So the one last thing I'm going to do is do a little tour. Well, guys, welcome on into my every room is a different budget challenge. I had so much fun doing this because it does really make you think outside the box of how to spend your money on items that you don't necessarily use. I mean, I'm still going to say it with a hand on my heart. I still used a lot of my favorite objects. And I know you guys don't really like when I do that, but that's what makes building and, you know, playing The Sims exciting for me, is using the things that make me smile, and seeing them makes me really happy. But challenges like this will eventually slowly make me come out of my comfort zone with some of the items, but I like to ease myself slowly into it. So this is a pretty good example of that here with this room, because we've got a couch that I would never normally go for, but that also inspired to use maybe this coffee table that I do like, but in a different swatch. So I'm pretty happy with how this house turned out with all of the swatches and items that I have used. And even right over here, you really really can't say that I don't use items that I don't usually like, because I still don't really like the silver things. They're like really like stabbing me in the eyes. But I think that this still turned out to be a really cool, wholesome, like family friendly kitchen, especially with that like little pumpkin. I think that's very festive. And we've got this crazy, like totally opposite dining room. I've really actually liked the combination of like the paintings on the wall. It's like my favorite thing to do, to add like collages of paintings. But this is so funny because these paintings are so expensive. But obviously that just shows that this is like a totally different high-end budget. Like we've got a big chandelier up. Well, let's actually scale down. We've also got my lemons because I cannot live without those. Anyways, then we've got our beautiful state-of-the-art bathroom. Oh my god, this is exactly what people want these days. It's that minimalism, and that's exactly what we've got here. This is terrifying, but if you do desperately need to use the bathroom, you've got to go all the way out here. But don't you worry, at least you've got some toilet paper. Anyways, then when you exit the bathroom, right over here you've got your master bedroom, which I think is very cute. I love this space. I love a good yellow room. I think it does have nice, happy, kind of vibey feelings. Ignore that thing floating. It's just, it's fine. So I do really like this room, and this is like a kind of middle ground. Like this kind of still looks like a room I would make. So I don't think I was too pressured into spending the budget in this room. I think it looks kind of normal. Whereas like kind of looking at this room, actually maybe this room is still fine, but obviously like the kitchen and the dining, that's when you can really see the struggle. Anyways, then we've got our office space. So this also kind of looks like something I suppose I would make, but we've got a lot of clutter here, which I think the clutter really just adds to the storyline, and I love making things like this, and it just really makes me want to do more Let's Plays, even though I do obviously do mainly builds on my channel because that is what I suppose gets the most views these days. But I'm always open to suggestion to keep my channel open to obviously like different things. So always suggest things that you want to see because I can write them down on my notebook and we could potentially get to them at some point. Anyways, and then we've got this one last room, which is the spare room. I actually really love like that kind of like pink brick with this wallpaper. I think it's something so cute. And then we've got a little bit of green to kind of offset that and kind of contrast the red to make it stand out a little bit more. So it's a room. It's an interesting room. Definitely interesting swatches were chosen. So I hope you guys like this one too. But yeah, guys, I would love to try this again, but maybe without doing the budget for the outside of the house. So I could have made like a bigger room, maybe with like an upstairs, like a hallway, maybe like a proper kids room as well. Because imagine doing like a kids room with only like 100 simoleon budget. Like that would be so sad. But I think it would be hilarious because challenges like this really do make me think outside the box. So I really hope you enjoyed this one. I know there's also that little Simsy challenge where she does like, oh, I don't know the budget kind of build. And I have done that in the past. So maybe I should revisit that too, because I'm clearly really bad at figuring out how expensive certain things are. But anyways, guys, if you have enjoyed, please don't forget to subscribe and do let me know down in the comments what you would love to see from me. And yeah, thank you so much for watching and I shall see you in the next one. Bye.